everyone. Long time no speak. What have I been up to lately? Well, since we spoke last, I had my birthday, 32. Um, that was very fun. I went down to a friend's house. They hosted it because their house is a little more party ready. I live in a tiny apartment, and my friend just recently bought his own house. Snaps for him. So we all went down there and we played some card games and board games and watched a movie and had snacks, and it was great. And cake. Gotta have cake. And I went to the Spectrum Space High Tea, and that was a lovely event as always. And thank you to all of you who went because I asked you to. I met a lot of people there who said that they were there because they saw the post on my feed, and that was really cool. And I had a great time speaking there, and great time hanging out with my friends. And I won a raffle prize, and that was really cool. It wasn't rigged or anything in my favor, just because I was speaking there. I had to buy a ticket like everyone else. I bought 5, I think. And I got a little snack hamper of there was some sort of fruit and nut cake thing that I haven't tried yet. And there was also some, it was around here somewhere. Turkish Delight. That's what I'm trying to think of. Turkish Delight. And I think there was some cookies in there as well, but I don't remember anymore. It was a while ago. But yes, very nice sweets. So that was yummy. And, oh, on Thursday, I went to the seminar, I guess, for the BHP Curtin Alliance. BHP and Curtin are in an alliance. And there was a thing on Thursday. I don't really know what to call it. Seminar, I guess. A whole bunch of us, some of us from BHP, some of us from Curtin, went down there and we talked about ways that we could make the Alliance even better than it is right now. And there were a lot of really cool ideas flying around. Yours truly got a couple of her ideas tabled. I don't really want to talk about them just yet because I'm not really sure what shape that's going to take and I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. But I'm really optimistic, and I think there's some cool things coming down the pipeline, ways that we can make BHP and Curtin work together better and make better students for the mining industry, but also make it easier for people to be students in the first place. Because there's a lot of us, myself included, who don't do particularly well in the academic system as it is right now. Not because we're stupid or anything, but because, different strokes for different folks. So hopefully we'll get some new strokes in there. That didn't sound great. We'll work on phrasing. And just today, I ran into my good buddy Liesel. They work over at Microsoft, over just, I guess, down the street from me still, where I live, but down the street from Brookfield Place, which is the BHP building. And they were out with a buddy of theirs, and I ran into them, and they were telling me all about some cool new technology that Microsoft is going to come up with soon for accessibility tech, which I'm really interested in accessibility tech. Despite being disabled, I don't really use accessibility tech much just because the ways in which I'm disabled don't really require that. But I've always been interested in it ever since I was a little girl. I remember when I was about 8 or so, I went to a friend of my mom's house, and he was a sign language interpreter in America. And he had a special phone in his house so that he could do video relay chat for deaf people. They obviously, it's a little hard for deaf people to make a conventional phone call, think about it. But what a video relay chat does is there's a guy in the middle, and my mom's friend was the guy in the middle. And you can either a hearing person and a deaf person, or two deaf people. It's cool. Although I think it might be a little different when it's two deaf people. Anyway, the video relay chat person, they hear the sound, and then they have a little video intercom thing, and they sign. I don't know sign, can you tell? They sign, and then the deaf person reads the sign, and then they sign back, and then the video relay chat person interprets it and says whatever just happened to the hearing person, and then everyone gets to have a phone call, which is just great. And that was just so cool to me. I really wanted to make a call, but you can't just decide to make a call like that. It ties up the system. I didn't have any deaf people to call, so would have been a bit silly. But that was cool, and also my mom's friend, my Aunt Jean, and her husband, my Uncle Hugh, were both very involved in the deaf community. So, I don't know, I've just always been interested in that sort of stuff. So yes, really looking forward to that new technology. I might have to get my friend Liesel to get me in and see if I can get a demonstration, because I love that sort of stuff. And, oh, another thing I've been working on. I really want to do videos that aren't really related to work stuff. So I've started uploading these videos to YouTube. I have a YouTube channel now, which I will put below. And I'm going to upload these posts there, and then I'm also going to make some posts that will be YouTube only. Although I'll probably mention at first on LinkedIn when I do a YouTube only post, so you guys know to go look for it. And I think here I'm mostly talking to folks who are neurotypical, but I might do some of my more aimed at neurodivergent people content over on YouTube as well, just because I think the community is different. But shoot, watch whatever the heck videos you want of mine, I don't care. Which I guess segues me into my point today. In that I'm pretty easygoing about who's interested in listening to me and who's not. And I don't mind if you're not. I remember in kindergarten, it would have been, pre-primary for the Aussies, or maybe primary. I find the system here very confusing. Anyway, I was 5, and I had gone with my mom on a little trip for Easter weekend. And I came back, and it had been Easter long weekend, so Mrs. Weinman, my kindergarten teacher, asks everyone, "What did you do for Easter?" I went out to pancakes with my pops. My family had a nice dinner together. We did this, we did that. We went to the White House, and I went to a party at the White House. And Mrs. Wyman was like, it's not cool to be telling stories like that, Alexandra. Don't make stuff up. I know, I legit went to the White House. I probably didn't say legit because it was the 90s, and I was 5. But no, I went to the White House, and I went to the White House Easter egg roll. And I got a book read to me by Hillary Clinton. She read me a picture book. Now, Ms. Wyman was very nice about it, but I guess we probably got a little overwrought at some point. Anyway, the end of the day comes around, and my mom comes to pick me up, and Ms. Wyman explains what happened. And my mom says, yeah, I'm a flight attendant. We can fly for pretty much free. And every year, the White House has a free Easter party on their back lawn. It's free to all Americans because it's the people's house. You can't charge for it. You just have to enter a special ticket lottery. You have to be there at like 4 a.m. to be in line for tickets. And we got tickets, and I took her there, and Hillary Clinton read her a picture book. Hey, fair enough, Mrs. Wyman. This is not a Mrs. Wyman call-out post. Love her to bits. Very reasonable for her to think that I was making it up. But I wasn't. And I remember my mom telling me afterwards Look, you're going to have a very extraordinary life. You're going to get to do a lot of things that a lot of other people won't. And you're going to have a lot of experiences that will seem novel, almost to the point of being not possible. And you can try to get people to believe you. And sometimes you can convince them, but sometimes you're not going to be able to convince them. And that's just how it is. So you have a choice. When people don't believe you, are you going to pretend and say, you're right, I was lying? Or are you going to try hard and hard and hard to get them to believe you, get them to approve of whatever you just said? Or are you going to just accept it? That's the way it is. Some people just aren't going to believe you, and it's up to you. And yeah, I chose the third one. I get to do some pretty crazy things. Got to go on a dump truck ride last year. That was pretty cool. Been to the White House Easter egg roll twice. Very fun. They had some really cool Connect statues. And somewhere around here I have a Pog. Pogs were this... You don't get... Google Pog. It was a really dumb thing in the 90s. Not the dumbest 90s thing, but up there. And I've gotten to... I think I saw Air Force 2 one time, or it was some pretty high-ranking my mom's friend, he used to fly Air Force 2, and, I've gotten to go in the cockpit of a bunch of passenger planes, and, I saw the change of the year from 1999 to 2000. I was over in, Disneyland Paris at the time. That was very cool. A lot of Barbie Girl. I think they played it like 8 times. But anyway, this isn't just supposed to be a list of cool things I've gotten to do. I'm getting away from it. My point is, sometimes people aren't going to be willing to listen to you. You can try as hard as you can, but they won't approve of you. They won't listen to you. They won't accept you. And sometimes that's just the way it is. And despite that, although it can be hard sometimes and it can be very lonely, although you might not have a friend in every room, and sometimes you'll have to walk through a whole lot of rooms to get to your friends, they are out there. The people who will listen to you and believe you are out there. The people who will stick up for you and what you believe in are out there. And it's worth it in the end to stick to your guns. Because life's too short to hide who you are. Life's too short to pretend you're something you're not. I've had my time of pretending to be someone I'm not, and I've never been any good at it. I gave it up pretty quick, and I've decided that this is who I am, and this is what I believe, and this is what I'm going to say. And it's a path that I would recommend to you. It's not going to be an easy one, but it is a path worth treading.